One thing you might have noticed about this site is there's no footer. So if you scroll down, there's nothing down there. So I'm going to show you how to make a footer for your site if you want one. So let's go back into the dashboard of our site. Okay, so let's go into plugins. You might already have a plugin in here called like Elementor Header Footer. If you do, just activate it. I'm actually going to just add it in because I actually deleted it to show you how to add in the plugin. Elementor Header Footer and Blocks is what I'll search for. But this might already be in your plugins section. It might just be deactivated, so you might just have to activate it, but I'll install now and activate this. So here it is. It's activated. If yours is deactivated, like I said, just push activate. It should be Elementor Header Footer and Blocks. So if we go into appearance, there should be a header, footer, and blocks section now. Before there wasn't, but when you activate this, it puts this in here under appearance, header, footer, and blocks section. So we can add new up here. There's nothing here right now, but we can add. And let's just name this footer. We will make this a type of template. We'll make it a footer template. Display on the entire website. Sometimes different pages have different footers, so they give you, you know, different options here. But we just want the same footer on the entire website. You can select user roles, so maybe if somebody's logged in, they can see this footer, or if they're, you know, logged out. We're just going to leave it at the default. You don't have to worry about this. So we can publish this. And then you're not going to see any difference on your site. So if we go check on our site, you know, you're not going to see anything yet. It still looks like there's nothing there. But that's because we haven't really added anything to it yet. We can edit with Elementor right here. And this is kind of neat. Brings us into Elementor so that we can create a footer. So basically we kind of start like we normally would in Elementor. I'm going to add a new section. Maybe I just want a really simple footer with the logo on the left and maybe the menu on the right, or text, whatever you want. So I created a new section. It's got 2 columns. So the first column will be, I'm going to add in the image of my logo. So I'm going to go to the image here. I went into this menu here, click on the image and drag that in where I want that to be. I want it to be left aligned. I will choose my image, which will be my logo here. Insert media. So that's kind of big. I think that's going to be too big for, I want it to be left aligned. I want it to link to my homepage. So I'll put custom URL and then I'll put, is this my homepage? Yeah. So I'll just do Command C off my homepage and oops. Command V here. So that will link, when I click on that, to my homepage. This is under content when we're clicked on this. So I'll update that. It's still too big, so we'll adjust the size. Under style, we'll make the max width like, oops, that's way too small. But we can kind of customize this. Maybe like, I don't know, 33 is good for the size. Maybe on the actual section itself, I'll create a little bit of margin on this thing to give it a little bit of breathing room. Maybe I want to give it a background color too. So I'm going to go under style, background type classic, and then I can create an image background, but I actually just want a color here. So I'll click here and I can kind of pick, I don't know, whatever color I like. And then we can go into here and create, maybe we'll do some padding. Maybe like 8 pixels on top and bottom, just to give it a little bit of breathing room. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So we did change the, on the image, we did change the max width to 33. So, on the right, I think I'm going to bring in the site menu. So we need to go here to find elements to bring in, just like we had been doing in Elementor before, but we just want to search for menu. So there's the WordPress navigation menu. You can just bring that in if you want. This one actually comes with this widget, and I think it works better, so I'm going to use this one. It has the HFB on top that shows that it is actually made for this particular widget. So I'm going to bring that in, and you can see that it brought in all of my pages that I have on my site, which is pretty neat. You know, we can make the last menu item a button again if we want. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm just going to have it be on default. But we can change the style of this. I'm going to have to change the typography, I think. The text color is not popping out. I'll make it white. The hover color is probably white as well. Maybe I'll make it red when you hover over it. You know, that doesn't look good, but maybe a light aqua color. There we go. Let's see here. So that's how you would bring in a basic, you know, logo and bring in your menu items in the footer. There's other things you can do, definitely. You can just have text here that has additional information, maybe an address or something like that. So I mean, if I wanted to add in some text to this box, maybe I could. Oh, maybe that's not going to work. No, that's not going to work. Well, actually, if I wanted to add in text, I probably should have done maybe like a 3 menu, so I could have had a 3 column. So I could have had the logo here, some text here, and then the menu here potentially. I am going to include a video where this guy walks through how to use the header and footers. He spends a lot of time on a header. I do believe he does make a footer as well, and so, you know, I'm just showing you really basic stuff, but if you want to get more into it, he can help you create an even more sophisticated footer. But for our purposes, I'm guessing you're probably going to need to make a really simple footer. So if I update this, that should save my changes, and if I go to my site and I refresh, my internet's probably being kind of slow, but you can see it did add in that footer that I created right there. So that's just a basic footer, how to bring in a basic footer to your site. This will be on every page, and obviously this will link to the home page. As you can see, it's reloading when I click on it. My internet's kind of slow, but it does work. And I can get to my other pages through this menu that I brought into the footer, which is pretty neat. But obviously there's other things you can do with your footer. It just depends on what you want. I will also, you know, include this because he goes through a lot more of the options for styling everything. You know, just ignore the fact that he's making a header. It will apply to the footer section as well. Okay, well that's kind of a basic, how to add a basic footer to your site using the Elementor, the plugin, header footer plugin within WordPress. So if we go into the plugins, the plugin we used was Elementor - header footer and blocks, and that's what we can use to create a footer on our site.